So this is a story about Jeremiah Lexer and the axe murders in Tennessee around Morristown. This actually happened around the 1900s. So Jeremiah Lexer was a plantation owner in East Tennessee about, around the 1800s, 1900s, and most people saw him as an outstanding member of society, and he was a but didn't realize, he was a real Jekyll Hyde serial killer. Frankenstein just thought he was a good dude. Many people, though, went missing around this area in 1887 and 1902, but no one could figure out actually, where these people going. Some of them may have just got up and left, and then some of them may have wandered in the wilderness and, had animals attacks, and they just couldn't understand what happened. That was their explanation. But on July the 5th, 1902, Jeremiah murdered his whole family with an axe, and then he jumped out of the second floor, head first supposedly, and committed suicide. So when the sheriff, J.F. Hayes, arrived, he found, of course, the remains of the bodies in the house, but while investigating, he found something really gruesome, something beyond even the Ed Gein murders that happened, worse than that. There was like maybe 30 other bodies found around the backwoods and property. There was a chute made in the floor in his room office where he could, just drop bodies down in that chute. He'd go down to the basement. Then he did experiments on them, sewed them up with different body parts, and took their skinned them off, and then made like maybe people or figures out of these skins and hung up a lot of this stuff. Is really gruesome, and because of all this stuff, and nobody really wanted to know that this actually happened around here because it give this area a bad reputation. They were trying to grow, and they said, let's don't say anything, let's bribe the law enforcement to get rid of the evidence, and don't tell anybody about this, so we'll protect the people from this horrifying reputation. Newspapers didn't release any of these stories, and law enforcement, they obviously tried to get rid of the evidence, which I don't know where you get rid of that many bodies. You probably have to be in the field out there somewhere in those woods, a big hole or something. I don't know, that's just me. But so the house is a haunted attraction called the FrightMare Manor. I mean, you can go there, and this is in Talbott, Tennessee. You can actually go in the house, and they claim the attraction that's based on a really true story. So I tried to look it up. I didn't find anything anywhere online, but I did find, I even looked at the magazine, the Morristown Gazette, and I found that paper series at the library, and I looked up. I couldn't find anything in there during those dates or in the paper at all, but I did find about Sheriff, J.F. Hayes. Now, his real name was James Farrell Hayes. That is true, he was the sheriff during that time. I did verify that. He was actually even a soldier in the Confederate Army in the Civil War as well. He's buried in Bethesda Cemetery, and he was basically so that part I do believe is true. The house was actually probably there. I found on an old map, so it's probably been around there a while, and it is registered as 1900s historical house. So a lot of that's true, but the story you can't find is the one supposedly that everybody hit up, and that's about Jeremiah Lexer. Let's go check out some of the place and take a look at it. Very spooky. There it is right there, and here's the actual
place right here that shows the story. And here's the properties in the national of course, historical places, but this is where it happened. And getting back to the story again, they found like supposed 30 some bodies around the house, buried in there, and during that time they've been like sewed together with animals and humans and parts and pieces and things like that. So they estimate there might have been 30. Now supposedly he's might have been buried over here on the east side of this property. I don't know where he's buried. I couldn't find it.